Hi, we can't get to the phone right now, so leave your name.
4.2 billion people worldwide experienced some form of internet shutdowns in 2022.
State-imposed communication shutdowns have deprived millions of people.
The Iranian regime has shut down the internet.
So what all of us need is a comprehensive list of things to do if anything like that happens to us, or as I like to call it, a digital survival kit. We're gonna start with internet throttling. It's when your internet connectivity is slowed down deliberately, and it works like this. Your internet service provider is in charge of your internet. If they see any unusual online activity, if there is unrest in your city, or if the government orders it to, the ISP can slow down your internet. You're connected, but barely. The videos aren't loading. It takes ages to send a picture or a voice clip. And then there's the great internet throttling and SNI filtering combo.
SNI filtering, for example, which allows internet providers to very specifically target, like your social media platform, like twitter.com or TikTok.
4 years ago, in Venezuela, Juan Guaido, who is a political opponent of the current president, was making a live speech. And they monitored visible disruptions in YouTube streaming services, as well as others. So it's obvious that it can be used to stop people from getting any sort of important, crucial information. So what should we put in our survival kit to overcome that? First, awareness. NetBlocks actually monitors internet restrictions on a global scale, so you can always check their page or Twitter profile to see whether what you believe is happening is actually happening. And if you want to know the tendency of internet restrictions in your own country, turn to our own tracker. Now, what if you're hit by one of these restrictions? We need technology to help us with it.
Fortunately, there are options. There are ways to work around this type of restriction. And the key type of technology that we recommend is a VPN, virtual private network, that can circumvent these restrictions. How this works is by tunneling to another country so that the internet provider doesn't have access to information about the type of service you're trying to access.
Alright, that should do the trick. Kinda. But that isn't the most dramatic scenario.
This network, which is built around bringing us closer together, is now under threat.
A full internet shutdown. That is the purest form of disruption of internet connectivity.
During an internet shutdown like this, life as usual comes to a standstill. Often phone services are affected as well because phones work over IP, over internet protocol. We've also found that banking services can be affected, affecting the economy, affecting your ability to just buy essentials. Healthcare can be interrupted, but it always starts with an order from the government.
The government can tell your internet service provider to flip the switch, pull the plug, or to target a specific location. Switch off your area so you would have to drive somewhere else. Is that extreme? Yes. Sounds terrible? Yes. Impossible to overcome? Not necessarily. Back to our survival kit.
One of the things you can do is take a look back to the past. How did we connect to the internet in the 90s? And one of the bits of a real emergency toolkit that you could have if you're really serious about this is using a modem like this.
Obviously, it's not much, but it's enough to say hi to let the world know what's happening, to make sure your friends are safe. Now, there is another piece of technology. Satellite internet, if you can get a dish, that is, because quite a lot of countries have banned them for this very reason. If you can travel, then try to get to the border or to another region to connect to their internet. Or if you can prepare in advance, take out an international SIM card. Internet providers usually cannot switch off international customers. So we have a modem, a satellite, a SIM card, or another country's internet. Everything we talked about is extreme, dangerous, problematic, but you make choices every time you use the internet. So welcome to your everyday safety kit. Let's start with minimizing your footprint. Every time you log in, use an app, or even use your device, you scatter your personal information with every click. But there are ways to patch things up. Let's check what your device might say about you. For example, your location. Go through each app's permissions and see whether they really need to know where you are at all times. Delete everything you're not using. All the random apps you thought might be fun but never opened. Minimize your traces with a safer browser. Many phones and computers come with pre-installed browsers that don't prioritize your privacy. Avoid using cloud services. If you have a local network, take time to create a local file sharing network. And obviously, social media. Let's go through your email promotions and see if there's something you can unsubscribe or delete an account on. Then some untagging on pictures and double checking everything you have posted might be useful. Now, the final part of your digital survival kit is laws. You need to know what rights you have concerning your privacy. And since every country is unique, you'll need to do some reading on the specific laws in your own country. I'll leave some links in the description to help get you started. But most importantly, know and be aware of what you post, what you share, and what you give permission to.
One of the amazing things about modern database technology is that there is essentially no delete function. It remains there, whether it's being stored onto long-term archives, and what they can do is they can put a marker saying this data has been deleted. But for it to actually be erased physically from those tapes, drives, storage clusters can take months, years. So you need to know that when you're putting something out there, it's going to stay around and it's still going to be accessible. So, delete is just a concept. It's a human construct.
All right, I know that this might sound scary, but at least for me, knowing what to do is empowering. I love traveling. I would love to live someplace else for a while, explore the world, find friends from completely different cultures, take everything that life has to offer. And this digital survival kit is just like packing your essentials for an adventure. And while we're talking about privacy and security, I was thinking about creating a secret code with my friend and for any extreme situations. Any ideas?